Hey coders, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new, please click subscribe, and if you're a regular, welcome back. So in this video, I'll be talking about the mistakes that I made in varsity. Let's get into the video. So the first mistake that I made was prioritizing schoolwork over experience. So by that I mean, especially in varsity at UJ, I really prioritized schoolwork. I did, like I said on the previous video, I didn't make any friends. The only people that mattered were my mother, who was working at UJ, and my then boyfriend. Anything other than that, I wouldn't attend. I was staying at res, and obviously at res there are activities. You go to socials with other resers, you go to the rugby thing, you go to soccer thing, you go to netball, you participate, you go to the library together. And let me tell you, I didn't attend any of those. I only attended once of each. Like, I only went to the rugby thing only once. I went to the library with everyone only once. I didn't even do any social with any other res. I never went there. So especially on Saturdays, because I wouldn't be at res. So I do regret not participating in the whole experience of being at varsity, because I feel like I robbed myself of knowing other people, of experiencing other things, you know? At We Think Code, it was quite different because I actually did experience the whole thing. Like, I made friends, we would go out together, you know, we would do hackathons together. So with that, I'm glad I made up for that. So one of the things that you shouldn't do is prioritize schoolwork. Schoolwork is important, but also remember to experience, so that you are not, that's you taking care of your mental health, because you focus too much on the schoolwork and it's depressing, and it's like, yeah. Number 2 is ignoring work. So at UJ, I did get a job when I was doing my second year. I was a student assistant at the Faculty of Education, but I was quite young and I was not treated well. And with that, I feel like it didn't make me strong enough. We would have a contract for a year, but after that year, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to work. I just want to focus on my schoolwork. And that became a problem because I could have made more money. I could have been like, okay, it was a contract for that year, it was a bad experience, but I can apply for something else because I do have the experience for it. I can apply for another faculty and just continue working. But I was like, I'm done. I'm never working ever again until I finish this degree. Whereas at We Think Code, I did participate in a lot of things. I volunteered. I was a part of the content club. I was also a team lead, a technical mentor. So I do feel like I did work on some things. I feel like that was replaced, that I did work on that when I went to We Think Code, but yeah, at varsity I had a lot of missed opportunities. And then number 3 is skipping classes. Oh my gosh, the worst thing that you can do for yourself is skip classes, because the minute you do it once, it's gonna happen again and again and again and again and again and again, and then you won't find the need to go to class. So in varsity, the first year, I think I skipped it was just some computer course where we were doing Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and all those things, and I missed one class. And in that class, they were writing a test that counts for your semester test. Oh my gosh. But luckily, I had already written 2 other tests, but I was able to pass. But even though that happened, I think because I didn't fail that first time, I continued doing it. I did it for all the other classes. I would skip. For mathematics, I'd only go to tutorials when I got to second, third year. Like, I really started skipping classes like nobody's business. And then We Think Code second year as well, I skipped classes. Like, I don't know why, man. And the minute you do it once, you just don't see the need to go to class. The 4th one is missing out on meeting new people. At varsity, I could have met a lot of people. There's only a handful of people that I met, and there was this one guy I went we did orientation week together, and he was staying at another res, and we got really close. Like we were like friends. That was one of the friendships that I made. I think I only made 2 friendships. We still talk even now. Like, he was a cool guy, and then the other one was the friend from res. Like, she would actually force the friendship. She would come to my room, ask, what are you doing, let's go here, let's go there, and I'd be like, oh, this girl. Oftentimes I'd even lock myself in, and through her I actually did also meet other people. And the problem with not making friends is that things can get hard in varsity. I remember the 3rd year I was not accepted at res. Well, I was, but I wasn't. I was in the waiting list, and I needed to sort things out before school starts. So if I didn't have that friendship with that girl, I don't know what I would have done, because she had a friend who was staying around UJ, so they could go there earlier on. So she was like, hey, I'm sorting out my things 2 weeks before the school, 2 weeks before varsity open. She was like, my other friend is okay with you coming so that we can sort out our things. That girl was like, yes, and we stayed there for 2 weeks. We just contributed in food, and every day we would go back to she'd walk with us to varsity to sort out our things, because my other friend had NESFAS, so she was sorting out that, she was sorting out res, and I was just stressing because my mom was in Durban, and my mom had moved to Durban, so I didn't have my mom anymore, so I had to sort things out for myself. So every day I'd have to go there, wait in line, query about my status and whatnot until things were sorted out. So if it was not for that girl, it means every day I would travel from Springs to UJ, and that would have been more expensive, and maybe I would have ended up not having a place to stay. So having her was really, yeah. And now I think how many people like I could have made friendships with, But yeah, with We Think Code, I did meet a lot of people, and I've made genuine friendships. And I've made friendships with people that I can actually call and they advise me, and we are actually close, And then the other one is spending money and not saving. Like, I feel like so let me tell you a story. In varsity, there was a point where I wanted to make money now. There was a point where Forex was in, binary options was in, and I was like, I want to make money quick. My mom can be rich, I can be rich, and like, I don't have to stress about school no more, So I'd spend money. There was time where I focused on making money. Like, I started learning Forex. I started playing. I lost a lot of money. And to think I could have just been like, you know what, let me do it the safe way. Let me just save every month and I'll be fine. But no. But because I just focused on making so much money, I lost so much money. I could have saved, I could have got into the habit of saving. When I went to We Think Code as well, it was the same thing. I made the worst financial decision. I moved closer to We Think Code, whereby I didn't really need to, because I was traveling with my mom from Springs, and it was cheaper. I'd spend like 1,000 on contributing to petrol every month. But I decided, let me rather go stay in Joburg, closer to We Think Code, and I was spending like above 2K a month, and it was close to 3,000 because I'd have to buy groceries and whatnot. Whereby, and my reason for moving was that I want to be closer to the campus. Second year is going to be hectic. I'll need to go in early, leave late, blah blah blah. And then there was still COVID, and there was a time where in Jan, I think the first 3 months, we could work from home, and I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm losing so much money. I could be saving this 2,000 every month. And I also picked a place that had a lease, so you can't even move. So that was so bad. And what's worse is that there was another place that's closer to We Think Code, and you couldn't pay month to month, and when you decide that you don't want to stay here anymore, you can just pack your bags and leave. That was my worst financial decision. I could have made like 20k. I could have saved like so much money. And then the other one is not taking advantage of resources. Like at varsity, there are a lot of things that we don't know and that are actually right in front of us. Like at UJ, you could be a tutor, you could be a student assistant, and at student assistant, you don't need to have like wow marks. I know with being a tutor, they would consider marks, or you'd have to be doing your honors or masters to be a tutor, but you could be just a student assistant. Like you could go to your faculty and ask about being a student assistant, and they would jobs that were offered there. And I think back then when I was in varsity, they would pay you 4,000 every month. Now imagine getting that. Imagine having a bursary that is paying for, I don't have a bursary, getting money for food and whatever from your bursary, and also working as a student assistant and getting 4k just on the side. That is amazing. Another one is neglecting self-care and mental health. Like in varsity, I just didn't like take care of myself, like mentally. Like if something as little as just going to a spa, okay, and I just have this mode where I get into where I just don't care about my mental health. I tried at We Think Code. Starting first year, I did care about my mental health. I went to a psychologist frequently, but the second year, then I was like, I don't really need it. And I feel like it's something that's very, very important because life gets hard and you always need to check Manoti. Am I still okay? Am I just still okay? So yeah, and just self-care, just going out, doing your nails, something that I'm getting into this year. I have this thing that I don't want to be like, how there's this perception that coders don't really do nails, they're not curly, blah, 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 blah. No, I want to take care of myself. I want to do nails. I want to take care of my skin. I want to take care of the way I eat. I want to drink water. I just want to take care of myself and make sure that I'm grand. Before I do other stuff, I need to be grand, mentally, physically, give it sharp. And when you feel good, you do good. And when you look good, you feel good and you do good. So that's my motto for this year. And then another one is choosing the wrong course. I think I've explained my story that when I went to varsity, I was majoring in mathematics and chemistry. And the reason for that was just, I'm good in mathematics and anything with mathematics is fine with me. I don't know about computer science then, but choosing the wrong course made me delay my time because I started and did chemistry and these other minors, and when I changed to computer science, they couldn't accredit me for the other minors that I took, or even the major as a chemistry, because when you major in computer science and mathematics, you don't need physics, you don't need chemistry, so they can't credit you for it. I wasted like a year. I didn't choose the right course. So choosing the right course is very important. That's why it's better to just take a gap year, because if you don't take a gap year, you'll take a gap year in varsity, and it's not nice because that's money wasted. The other one is not joining a campus organization. I have so many regrets when it comes to varsity because I don't know why I was a loner. That's another play. Joining an organization is another way of meeting new people. Guys, it's so important to meet people in varsity because you won't succeed alone. I can tell you right now, you will not succeed if you work alone. I'm glad at We Think Code that there's a peer-to-peer learning. It's a peer-to-peer learning environment. So it does force you to meet new people and to work with other people. But in varsity, they don't force that. But it's very important. It's very important. So joining an organization, if you're a shy person, helps because you need to participate in some things. And yeah, that's another way of meeting new people. And then last but not least is procrastination. Oh my gosh, I still struggle with that. This is my biggest mistake. I don't know how far I would be if I was not someone who likes procrastinating. I don't like it, but I do it a lot. I procrastinate, I leave things for the last minute. I don't even know how to get out of that. and it has it has messed up a lot of things for me, because I could have been far if I was just not someone who procrastinates. There was a time at UJ where I had the opportunity to study abroad, but because okay, we are procrastinating, I took too long to get my documents right. And my mom at that time, she was like, Nobantu, you are old and you need to do things for yourself. So I had to organize documentation for myself, and do everything. But I was just so slow, because there is an opportunity to get to be an exchange student, and yeah, I messed it up. By the time I decided to get the documents, it had closed. So guys, there are a lot of missed opportunities because of procrastination. Like it's the devil, I tell you. But yeah, these are things that some of these things I tried to work on, and some I'm still struggling, and I need to continue trying to work on them to become a better person. And yeah, that's it for the video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you've been to varsity, or if you're in varsity, what are some of the mistakes and regrets that you have. And do subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Until another one, bye.